we decided to pick one team each and eulogize their season. Give them a post-mortem. Give them the proper send-off they deserve into the nothingness of not being a part of the summer split postseason. So we are going to give our LCS bottom 4 eulogies. Jacob, let's begin with you. Which team have you prepared for us for your LCS bottom 4 eulogy?
Dignitas. So,
bow your heads for Dignitas.
Dignitas. You were the hottest talk of all the offseason. You came back swinging. Agreed to pay upwards of $30 million to come back into the LCS after years long awaited of absence because you partnered with the Slanimals. You have now made it back to the LCS. You have decided to make amazing, big swings in this offseason. You sell one player for essentially $1.75 million. You sign another for $2.3 million over 2 years. But midway through your season, that one player, that one guy you banked everything on, Huni, is gone. And now you sit here with one of the most prestigious rookies in all of LCS history, had a fantastic spring split in Johnson. And the rest of your team is a giant meme. Dignitas. We thought that you had a chance. Spring looked like something. Maybe you could figure it out for summer. But instead you did not. Instead, you banked on Lorlo, you banked on Dardoch, you banked on Viper, and it all went to hell. Dignitas, your first season back in League of Legends after some significant time has not been a good one. You're the worst team in the LCS. Far worse than even Immortals, who were nepotistic and French as hell. Instead, here you are. Now, the worst team, and things do not look better. Coronavirus has hit tough times. It's made money hard for everyone. But you need to take your team back to the budget bin and prepare for 2021. So Dignitas, that is my send-off. Enjoy time as you watch all of your other peers compete in the playoffs and then go to China, because you will not be.
It appears that Dignitas has already dig their own grave. Emily Rand?
I really want to
Thank you, Tyler.
correct your grammar.
I was like, in mid-sentence, I was like, oh no, this grammar is wrong. I structured this phrase incorrectly. No! So I committed to it. Emily Rand.
That's good. That's all that matters.
Thank you. Yeah. Which
No,
team?
that's what we're saying about League of Legends teams. You find what works and you commit.
That's
and that's
right.
what wins you games.
We also have to be in a somber mood. This is not a fun segment, okay? We have to be... Please, everybody, somber mood. This is not a celebratory segment. We are very, very sad here. Emily, which team have you selected to eulogize here today?
I am here to tell you about Immortals. More specifically, yes. I was going to say pour one out, but I don't think that's appropriate because I still think some of their players may not be able to drink. I'd have to check the ages. Anyway, Immortals started off the split with, a roster that many people disliked. They did not win the game, so they decided to basically have their academy lineup play an entire weekend straight. I agree with that decision. I actually think that lineup has looked better in the LCS than the former one did, and the former one has not been having a good time in Academy either. The big thing with Immortals is that, unfortunately, they play FlyQuest and Team Liquid in the final week, and sadly, they have not looked particularly good, although they did beat Dignitas, Jacob's pick, for the worst team in the LCS. Immortals, what I want to say to you is thank you for giving Insanity his debut. I still think he looked pretty good. People, please do not write off North American mid laners after less than a split, just because Immortals will not likely make playoffs. I beg you. Thank you.
So that leaves the two teams that are in the bottom four right now in the LCS. Tyler Erzberger, which team have you selected?
I have chosen Counter Logic Gaming.
Bow your head.
Counter Logic Gaming. Sorry, I didn't do anything. Just like your team in most of the games this season have done nothing in middles of games. Just as you watch as the other teams get every objective on the map and then kill your Nexus. I did not think there could be a more chaotic and sad franchise than the New York Knicks, but the little stepsister of that umbrella corporation, Counter Logic Gaming, have proven me wrong. A once great franchise that were in the MSI finals a few years ago in Shanghai, playing in front of millions, has now become the most bland team on earth. It's like watching vanilla ice cream thrown on rice cakes in a bowl of oatmeal. That has how bland CLG has become. Do we remember they signed Crown? Crown was a player on CLG, and he was whisked away back to South Korea in the middle of the night, no one even realizing he was gone. It was that sudden. I don't even remember pictures of Crown on CLG. This team has been a disappointment throughout the season. They started strong. They were up early in the season. People thought, oh, maybe there was a chance. Maybe they would rebound. But like so many times in these last few years, since Doublelift and Aftermoo have left the roster, it's only ended in grand disappointment. For CLG, I look at you and I see a once great team, a once great organization, and all I see now is nothingness. When the LCS broadcast team and production do hype videos about CLG, they do not speak of 2020. They do not speak of 2019. Every single piece of broadcast material about CLG is about 5 years ago. And they are going to keep clawing at the last desperations and last scraps of relevancy that CLG have had. Every time they play TSM, it is like going to a funeral where we try to, like it's a big grand celebration of TSM versus CLG, the once great El Clasico of North America. But nothing is a rivalry when one side beats down the other side like it's a heavyweight boxer versus a 7-year-old, and the 7-year-old is CLG. CLG, you have disappointed me for the last time. You have turned the faithful, the people that have believed in you. You have not led them to the promised land, but you've led them to become nihilists and atheists because they do not believe anymore. CLG, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. To all of North America, you are dead to us.
What is the chant that they say at Knicks games, by the way? Oh, right. Sell the team. Sell the team. Sell the team. Yeah. Here we go.
You're eulogizing an entire company. Eulogizing just one brand. My goodness. Wow. Grim Reaper Jacob Wolf over there to put a hood and hold a cleaver in your hand. Okay, so that leaves...
I do want to give a shout out to Paul Belter, though. Paul Belter, you're awesome.
Oh, yeah, with all that, though, but Paul Belter's great. Paul Belter's great. Okay, let's be clear. Yeah, thumbs up, Paul Belter. We miss you at ESPN Esports. Okay, that leaves 100 Thieves. Let me just be clear here, okay, people? It's going to be tough to eulogize 100 Thieves, especially since they're in the thick of the playoff hunt. And yes, of course, the two of these teams will still make the playoffs anyway that we're eulogizing here. And there's a lot of positives about 100 Thieves. And they just so happen to be in 4th last place right now in the LCS. So I have no choice. I waited for my compatriots to pick their teams, and I was left with 100 Thieves.
So think of it as a roast. Think of it as a roast, Arda. You're a comedian. Give them a roast. This is a roast of 100 Thieves.
So, 100 Thieves, okay? There's a lot to love about 100 Thieves. Let's start there. They've had a great second half of the season since Contracts and Poom came along. 5-6 since the beginning of July. They have reinvigorated this franchise. And listen, you know that I, more than anyone on this dais anyway, appreciate any good Canadian support named Philippe. Someday has the second highest KDA among top liners in the LCS. Lots of positives here. They play Dignitas this weekend, or struggling. 100T beat them a month ago with this roster. Should be a cakewalk for 100 Thieves to go into the playoffs in the LCS. But let's think about that situation, that scenario. If 100 Thieves somehow, some way choke and don't make it, and they have not been pristine since the roster changes. And what if 100 Thieves don't get the job done this weekend? And what if they are one of the two teams on the outside looking in, probably with either Immortals or Dignitas? How embarrassing will that be? And then all of a sudden you're looking internally, because we have spoken so much about how esports moves at a lightning pace. Well, you know what people are going to be saying if 100 Thieves don't make the playoffs after a third place finish in the spring split and the success that came with the roster changes? They're going to be digging early graves for some of that roster, or even the staff.
That was way too nice. That was super nice.
Yeah.
That was.
But
that was
in
not
They're
fairness,
going to
good.
make the playoffs.
in
They're going to
fairness,
make the
they probably
playoffs.
are going to make
Oh,
top
Because
8.
they're going to make the playoffs.
Pack team to an A1 team. Oh, you got it doing great. You're 5-6. Good job, buddies. You want some orange slices? Want some Capri Suns?
Capri Sun is great.
I was surprised you didn't.
Capri
call
Sun
them
is the
apparel-
Burger King
you
of
should-
orange juice.
You should have called them the apparel company. I would have.
Oh,
I
you
would
wanted
I was
me- you
gonna
wanted
say,
me to
like,
dig
I
in
thought
with
you
the
were
Nate
gonna
shots
make a
and the
joke
courage.
about how their clothes are better than their team or something.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah. Good pep talk though, Arda.
Listen, we can't be.
I know. Now if 100T win, we're gonna be like, thank you. You know, you encourage them.
I mean, I did say Papa Smithy could lose his job if they don't make the playoffs. I did
100
intimate
Thieves.
that, so.
100 Thieves should stop recruiting from Australia and recruit from where their clothes are made, China. So go get some Chinese top players.
You guys are better at digging. You guys are better
Yeah,
than I am.
we
I get to
just
do
dunked
eulogies.
on 100 Thieves 3 different ways.